Jealousy and envy can push you to commit the irreparable. Hi, I'm Jojan, 21 years old, and I am a student. Before continuing my story, I invite you to subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss upcoming stories. I come from an average family in which I am the eldest of 5 children. My parents are farmers, and we grew up in a small village in the countryside. After obtaining my high school certificate, my parents wanted me to continue my university studies in another city. With my good grades, I got accepted into a top university. At university, I met a young girl, Brenda. Brenda was the same age as me when we met. We were both 18 years old. She was very beautiful. She looked like a top model, but more gentle, kind, and passionate about life. She liked going out for discovery trips. In short, she was enthusiastic about life. We had the same passion for discoveries, but unlike me, she came from a wealthy family. We got along pretty well, and that's how we became best friends. Brenda and I were so close that her parents invited me to live with them, considering the fact that I was renting a very small room. When she told me the news, I was very happy. Hey, Jojan. Hi, Brenda. You look happy. What drives you? I have good news for you. My parents are suggesting that you come and live with us. What? Are you serious? I am very serious. I believe this will help you. You will no longer need to rent a room, and your parents too will be relieved. Thank you so much, Brenda. The following week, I moved my things to Brenda's place after informing my parents. The moment I moved into Brenda's place, I started living my dream life. Her parents were so adorable, they even considered me as their own daughter. We were almost inseparable in just a short while. I had everything I wanted. I mean everything. I was truly treated like a princess. One day, Brenda came to tell me about her project. Josian, I would like to be an influencer. I will create a TikTok account and a Facebook page. Wow. But why do you want to be an influencer? And what about your studies? No, it's just for fun. I will not drop my studies. Aachen, what will be your favorite subject? I will see. A few days later, she created her different accounts. I was even the first to subscribe to her Facebook page and her TikTok account. Brenda was passionate about her project. She put all of her time and energy into it. I remember her spending sleepless nights creating content. She really gave herself to it wholly. As time passed, she gained popularity and lots of money. She became a star after just 2 years. Brenda started traveling from country to country. She was invited to foreign radio and TV stations. In one of her tours, she met a young American, very handsome, and above all wealthy man whose name was Mike. And they've been together for 6 months already. Josian, guess what? What? Tell me, please. Mike will be in Cameroon next week. He is coming to see my parents to ask for my hand. Josian, I'm actually going to marry this handsome man. Wow, that's great news. Congratulations, Brenda. Tell me, Brenda, when you get married, will you go live with him in the United States? Of course. What do you think? We both started laughing, but I must admit that I started feeling jealous of Brenda. She was so lucky. Her parents were wealthy. She was successful in everything she did. She had her own bank account provided. Wealthy men were after her, and now she was going to get married. On the other hand, my life was not taking off. Even after getting my degree, I still didn't get a job, let alone a fiancé. Every day that passed, I cursed my life and envied Brenda's. Her every success pierced my heart like a dagger. I pretended to be happy for her, but I wasn't. I wish she also had some of the defeats and disappointments I had. I was determined to ruin her relationship with Mike. Brenda, are you sure that Mike loves you and is really going to marry you? Of course. Why this question? I tried to research him, and I think he is already married. What? What are you saying? Where did you see that? Calm down. Don't worry, I'll show you the pictures. In fact, I went to see photographers to have them make fake photos of him getting married. So I showed her the photos claiming that they came from his old account. In short, I invented a whole story just to persuade her and stop her. She was devastated and even traumatized. For once I rejoiced in Brenda's misfortune, even though I couldn't express it openly. But I was surprised afterwards to know that this relationship only got stronger. Josiane, it seems that the photos you showed me the last time are fake. They were rigged. I showed the photos to a professional, and he confirmed that the pictures were fake. Mike has never been married. It seems that someone did this to ruin him. Ah, good. Thank God. They are false. I had no idea. After only 6 months of relationship, he asked her to marry him. Brenda was getting married. I couldn't believe it. I must admit that I was very shocked by this news. Why did she have everything and I wanted? I had very often heard about stories of poisoning, and apparently there are some women that sell them in the village where I grew up. I therefore resolved to make use of it, to put an end to her life. I couldn't put up with it anymore. I wanted to see her dead so bad. 2 days later, I returned to my village on the pretext that I wanted to see my parents. When I got there, I discreetly inquired about where I could find this famous poison. After several investigations, I ended up getting some and quickly returned to town, waiting for the perfect time to use it. I later decided to give it to her during her engagement. Since there will be people, I will be free from suspicion. On the day of the engagement, the house was packed with people. There were several families invited, and even my parents were there. Brenda, the queen of the evening, was so happy. She looked so beautiful. She shone brightly as always. I was green with rage. I was so jealous that I hated her with all my might. I went into the kitchen at that moment and made her a cocktail in which I put poison and went to give her. A few days later, Brenda started to feeling pains in her stomach, and eventually she was taken to the hospital. After spending 3 days in the hospital, she died. It's been 3 months since Brenda died, and I've not been able to sleep since then. I would so love to confess to her parents. The guilt tortures me. I bitterly regret what I did. Now her spirit haunts me. I no longer have peace and quiet. I really want to be forgiven.